So we've got our regular expert, Dr. Janet Rogers, and today she is a marriage and relationship counselor. And today we're going to be looking at the reasons to get married, the wrong reasons to get married, and knowing the right ones, knowing how to identify the right reasons to get married. Good morning, Doctor. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. And thank you so much for inviting me again to your show.
Oh, thank you. It's always a pleasure. I mean, you have a lot of personal experience and the expertise, so you're always the perfect person to speak to when it comes to this. You know, a huge question that has been asked, that was asked by someone a while ago, is why do people get married? And it seems everywhere we go, people are not necessarily able to answer that question. It's always about, no, the family said, no, society expects, no, it is dignified, no, but people don't necessarily know why they're getting married. Why are you getting married? You know, because clearly it's not enough to just say, I love someone. Okay, so you love them. Why did you marry them? You can be in a relationship with them and not marry them. So I think that's just one of the topics that we're going to be touching on today.
Yes. One thing I would like to say about marriage is that marriage is a very important institution. Mm-hmm. And marriage is the beautiful accommodation of another's life into your life. And the advantage with marriage is that it's not temporary. Marriage is you're married for life until death do us part. And when you have that commitment from someone else, and you are committed to them, then you are able to go out and fulfill your entire purpose and achieve your goals because you are sure of this standing.
Well, Dr. Rogers, I hear what you're saying in an institutional sensibility, in the proactiveness of commitment, but the truth is we have a high rate of divorce, the highest in South Africa and climbing at the moment. And yeah. I am under the concept that sometimes, mostly in the way I see it, is if you commit, you commit. It doesn't have to be because of marriage or a partnership or a legal contract. You know, I'm a person of the heart. So why is it that to get married really within the institutional idea kind of cements that in your view?
You see, there is a whole world of difference between a contract and a marriage. Mm-hmm. Marriage is a covenant. It's not a contract. Okay. And it's where two hearts come together that beat as one. And when you get married from a Christian perspective, it's two spirits become one. In fact, marriage is marriage where a man and a woman, when they are married together, when they consummate that marriage, it becomes one. That power of agreement, that power of oneness is what makes you express, is what makes you live, it's what drives you to achieve your very purpose in life.
All about, relationship and purpose.
Yes.
As the work that you do. In one of the articles that you've written, you say the single most important decision you will ever make in your life as a human being is who you marry,
yes.
number one,
yes.
and what they activate in your life. Just elaborate very quickly about what that is all about.
That's a very important thing, because remember, if you are married, the first voice you hear in the morning is your spouse. The last voice that you hear is your spouse every morning. And therefore, if they are going to be speaking negative things into your life, then definitely your day is messed up. So what you activate in me, are you bringing me life or are you bringing me death? So marriage in itself, when you marry someone, they really have power over you. Remember how out of every 24 hours, at least a minimum of 8, you may very well be with your spouse, because you'll be in the bedroom, you'll talk to them, they will be with you. It's what they activate in life and what they see in you that really matters. If they activate negative thoughts and tells you, you can't do it, you can't make it, you don't have what it takes, that's what's going to happen. Whereas if they speak positively about you and build that, because remember, let me just tell you something. Immature love says, I love you because I need you. Okay? Immature love says, okay, I love you because I need you. But a mature love, someone who loves you sincerely, will say, I need you because I love you.
Oh,
that is beautiful.
Okay. Wow, that was an aha moment for me.
So essentially, I think the work you're doing, what we're going to share today in the do's and don'ts of marriage, in other words, why you should and why you should not get married with Dr. Janet Rogers, is the idea of almost rebirthing the truth behind commitment and what love means. That's what I'm reading into it. We have Dr. Janet Rogers in studio with us. We will take your calls. 089 110 2000. Why did you get married? Are you thinking of marriage, and for what reason? Are you married? How's it working out? If you're looking at marriage and you want to repurpose and redefine it, probably in the sentiment of it being a covenant, as Dr. Janet Rogers has indicated, please share with us. Join us on Twitter, Facebook as well. And while you're at it, if you're on the net, join Radio 2000's Facebook page. Check out drjanet.co.za. We have covered last week the do's and don'ts of marriage. This week it's really integrating the work. All right. Little standing by to not only cross over and give you a cricket update, but he's got all your sporting news, everything you need to know, a lot of activity around that. It is 10:30. Thank you, Karat Lala. It's news time. It sounds like an invitation, right? And if you are ready, you might just get married. But in relationship expertise today, we've invited Dr. Janet Rogers back with us. She's a marriage and relationship counselor, and she's about to unpack the reasons, the wrong reasons to get married, and then we'll finish off with knowing the right reasons to get married. And there's really insight, I think, being a counselor and taking your personal journey, Dr. Rogers, of which you shared with us firstly, of it being your second or third marriage. Correct me if I'm wrong, second marriage.
Yeah.
So it's not about getting it right the first time, but it's almost a re-education of that with moving into understanding the essence of marriage and this commitment. We're taking your calls 089 110 2000 right now. Do call.
All right. So, I mean, Dr. Rogers, we're all different. I mean, what's right for Angela, for example, is not necessarily what would be right for me. But we're going to take it from you in terms of some of the pointers that you have, the wrong reasons to get married. What are those?
Okay, first of all, there are 10 reasons that drives people to get married. For the people to get married for the wrong reasons. And they are not sometimes consciously aware that they are being driven into marriage by those issues that are behind their back. Yeah, you'll find that one top reason that comes, and this is across the board, is that you want to spite your parents. You've not been happy with your parents, and you are and you are unhappy about them. Maybe they did something wrong to you and you feel, I want to get out of here. I don't want any authority over my parents. My parents are ruling me, telling me I should be home by 8 o'clock, and therefore I don't like it. So the first guy that comes along your line, or the first woman that comes along your line, and you decide, I'm going to get married to spite my parents. That's a wrong reasons for getting for getting married. And then you also find that it's still in this context whereby you want to spite your parents, you still have people who want to get married to get out of their home, out of their family home, because maybe there are chaos there that chores that your parents want you to do which you don't like. Maybe you are too many in the house, and maybe you are squashing and sleeping in the same bed with your sister, and you don't like that. Maybe you find there are things which are happening in the home which you don't like, and you feel you want to move out. Or maybe the area which your parents are staying is not nice. You want to be identified with another area, with some of your friends where they are moving to a better place, moving to your own flat, so you are getting married to get out of the house. And you're getting married to spite your parents. So those are two reasons which drive people unconsciously. Some of them are not even conscious that they are doing it. They only realize that, after they've crossed they've crossed over. And then you have this another third point whereby your self-image. Here you are, you're living with your parents, and you feel I need to prove that I'm mature, that I'm able to take care of myself, and I want my friends to see that I'm of age, I'm having a good job,
and that it's dignified.
Yeah, it's dignified. Yeah. So and therefore, I want to get married, especially for girls. The mere point of wearing that beautiful white gown, beautiful, and being the center of attraction. There are so many girls who've gotten married in order to wear the wedding gown. They've got the man, yes, but they want to wear that gown and be the center of attraction, which is a wrong. To be a star, let's say for one day. And you'll find that it really is important that you understand why you're moving out. There are some other people who want to get, another fourth point, you have some people who want to get married again for the wrong reason, because they are on a rebound. They were divorced. They got divorced, and then here they are used to being with a person, and they want to prove, am I still beautiful? Am I still a handsome, good-looking young man? Am I still strong? I'm still attractive? And therefore, and you want to show that, okay, I've just been divorced, but that doesn't mean that I can't get another spouse, I can't get another beautiful lady, I can't get another good husband. I am there, I'm still there, I can do it. But they don't really go back in and check themselves. You know, what made me divorce? What went wrong in this marriage?
And work on themselves first before getting into another relationship.
Yeah. And remember, especially I always tell people, when you've been married, let's say over 5 years, that man or that woman, you know, is in your blood. To get them off your mind, it's easy to pack and go and be physically out of their premises or out of their face. But to get them out of your mind, out of your system, is a whole different world game. And you need that, and you need to be able to have that break. So that the next time you're getting married for that person, not in comparison, not in that one, not on a rebound. No.
Absolutely. I think because of time, let's just do one more point, and then in the next segment we'll move on to the right reasons to get married. One more point, Doctor.
Okay. The other one point which I think I would like to stress is guilt. That you're guilty. Maybe you knew somebody over a long time, over a long period of time, and you feel you don't want to offend them. They were your friends in school or college, and you've been friends for a long time. That is one reason why you would want to get married. Or someone helped you, you were in so much trouble and you needed help, maybe medical help, or you got in a job and they helped you, or they gave you a very expensive present, and there you are, you feel you must honor them, which is a wrong reason for getting married. And I'll still add just two more points which are very brief. You know, maybe you went out with someone, your one night stand, and someone got pregnant, and you feel guilty that you have to get married or they have to marry you because a child has been born. That is not right. Your whole life is put together into a marriage because of a one night stand, which is not right. You shouldn't get married because of that. That is something that that you can easily you can easily solve. And then you also you also find that you need to get married for the right reasons, for the reasons that you are sure about, because you love somebody and somebody loves you, not because of all those other reasons which go wrong, especially the guilty trip. That really messes a lot of people up.
Right. Wow. I cannot wait to find out what the right reasons are, because, I mean, it's so easy to overlook all the wrong reasons. Really easy.
So before we get into all the right reasons, I think the complex question, Dr. Rogers, is how do you know when you're marrying the right person? Because obviously then it leads into what questions one should ponder before saying yes. I mean, isn't that the question?
Yeah, but
but at the same time committing by taking, because you cannot never know because there's constant change. So is that question valid? How do you know?
Yes, of course, that question is very valid, and it's very important that everyone understands it. And it depends who you are. Are you the man asking, or are you the woman?
But asking the question or proposing?
Yeah, no. When you want to get married, there is the question yourself. As a lady, you want to ask, is this the right man? And if it's the man, he wants to ask, is this the right lady? So it depends who is asking the question. If it's for the woman, the rules are very clear.
Okay.
Rule number 1, you get married to the man who loves you, who worships the ground upon which you walk, who brings out the best out of you, who activates you, who loves you, and who needs you because they love you.
Okay, that makes pure sense.
Because he is the hunter, he's not the hunted. He is the one who is supposed to provide for the family, protect the family, and guard the family. If he doesn't love what he sees, then it will not work. His heart will always be with someone else. Now, that is the lady. And when you are with that person, you'll always have a sense of peace. And you are yourself. You know the advantage if you really love someone, then you are really going to be yourself. You speak the truth about yourself. And that is where we look at the weaknesses and see where do you need help. That is from a lady's perspective. Now, when it is a man's perspective, it's another different thing. A man a man must marry the woman he loves, the woman he cannot live without, the woman that he's willing to change to get them. Because if a man is not willing to change to get you, he will not fight to keep you.
Amen.
And on
Amen,
that note,
Dr. Rogers.
we'll look at all the good reasons of why you should get married just after this quick break. 089 110 2000. The lines are open. Do call.
Absolutely. So, look, perhaps you are looking to get married and you're not quite sure if you're doing it for the right reasons, or you are in a marriage and there are one or two issues. Feel free to call us 089 110 2000.
We're talking relationships, whether your choice is to be alone, but in truth, Dr. Janet Rogers is dissecting the wrong and the right reasons to get married. We're taking your calls 089 110 2000. And as we head into 11, it's 5 before 11, we go straight to them. Georgie in Durban, welcome to Radio 2000. The good Dr. Janet Rogers is live with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for your show. I'm enjoying your show.
Excellent. Lovely to have you with us. Go ahead and speak
Thank
with
you.
Dr. Rogers.
Okay. Hi, Dr. Rogers.
Hi to you.
I'd like to tell you something. Once you meet a girl, you're single and you're happy, then you'll decide to get married. Then after a couple of months or years, life happens. When I say life, the stress of marriage, work, finance, kids, all come into this picture. And then slowly you drift apart, with the pressure of life gets a hold of you. And then everything starts going wrong in the marriage, The spouses, they don't understand each other. And they spend less time with each other, and then they tend to drift apart, and then divorce happens. All because life happens. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Life, reality happens. When you're in love and you meet somebody the first time, you get goosebumps, and then after 10 years down the line, you're at each other's throat, you're fighting, and stress happens. Life happens.
Thank you, Georgie. Okay, Dr. Rogers, good point.
Okay, thank you so much for calling in. One thing I'll tell you is that when you get married because you love this person. But then you also realize that change takes place. The beautiful girl that you have married also gets children, and her life changes, and her life is not constant. But the biggest problem that you'll find that you have in marriage is actually communication. When children come, they bring different dynamics into the family. But do you still speak well of one another? Because the one thing I have realized in marriage is that most people change their language. Before you used to say my darling, now you say that man. And you say that woman. You are not communicating, because when you bring up a child is born out of love. A child is born to bring you to bond you together, and this child is for both of you to bring up together. But if now the woman looks at the child and says my child, and you say you and your child, the whole language thing changes. And that's it. And as the years go by, it goes on dropping to the extent whereby you just find that you are sharing a house, you're sharing a room, but you're not there anymore.
Wow. Can it not get to that point? That's the whole point of this discussion. Let's go to Polokwane and speak to Danny. Danny, speak to Dr. Rogers.
How are you, doctor?
Thank you. Hello, how are you?
And the show?
Yes, we're good, thanks. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, the thing is, one of the right reasons why one should consider getting married is, in my case, like I met this lady. She found out I was drinking almost every day, and I was a smoker, and I was from a relationship that was not working. And instead of her judging me, like, she started introducing things like how to trust each other, how to communicate with your partner, and she pushed me like from renting to buying a house. See, those kind of things. She didn't care about all the material things in this world. She accepted that I had a child from my previous relationship, and also she does have a child. And before we could even think about like most of the things like getting married, she wanted to know the kind of person I am and where I come from, my history, and she wanted me to know her history. And I think those are one of the good reasons why one should get married, because that's the person that I feel I can live with for the rest of my life.
Okay, thank you, Danny.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, as long as you're doing the hunting and remember you are willing to change for her, then we know that you are ready to fight for her. So that's a very good point. Thank you.
All right, so a quick one, Dr. Rogers. We've been waiting for this cherry on the cake. The
Okay.
right reasons to get married.
Wow, that's very good. Now, I'll be very brief, but first of all, you've got to understand that marriage is God's idea, it's not a man's idea. And therefore, when you operate with the principles of God, then you're going to be able to have a good marriage. And marriage in itself, it's where you are able to express your entire love for someone without shame, without without feeling bad about it. And this person becomes exceedingly important and special, and you have a special bond that is unending. And in this particular, in marriage, you are able also to fulfill your sexual drive in a way, in a way that is godly. And you are able to begin a family, to have a family within, a child that is born out of your love, and to express that love by being able to take care of this of this gift. And then you also find that you get married for companionship. You get someone who you are going to share your life with, your bank account with, your house, and above all, even your body. There is nothing of yours that you will not share. And let me tell you, marriage is not just for sex. Sex is only 10%. 90% is the ability to live together in harmony for the strength and development of purpose in both of your lives.
Well rounded
nice.
off. You know what? I'm loving the fact that, with what we've done in this hour, there's more that's going to come. Okay.
Yeah.
There's an event that's going to be taking place thanks to Dr. Janet on Saturday, this coming Saturday. And if you want all the details, that be on Facebook, but they should be on the website as well, right?
Yes,
drjanet.co.za.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go. So if you would like to find out more about, relationship and purpose and, creating that empowerment for yourself to be able to enjoy the relationship that you are in currently, then it would be to your best interest to attend this event. All the details on our Facebook page. Thank you so much, Dr. Rogers.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing all the time. Thank you so much. All right. It's just after 11 o'clock. Let's find out the latest. It's news time. Thank you, Kerrit.